בשעה טובה. We are פרק י"ג, פסוק ט'. אור צדיקים ישמח, ונר רשעים ידעך. The light of the tzaddikim ישמח, brings simcha. ונר רשעים, the candle, the lamp of the רשעים, ידעך, extinguishes. The Gaon explains like this. From Maaseh Bereshit, we learn, the pasuk says, Vayikra Elohim laor yom. Nachon? So when Shlomo HaMelech says, Or tzadikim, Ismach, or referring to the concept of yom, of day. And what is called day? Olam haba is called day. Like the Chachamim, bring in Masechet Pesachim, Ke'or boker ba'olam hazeh. So the or and the yom represent olam haba. And in the contrary, olam hazeh is represented by the laila. Okay, so during the day is lightful, and at night you need to apply light to shine and have or, right? During the day you don't need, because the mu'ar, that's the essence of the day versus the night. So at night, what do you use to see? An air, a lamp. So says Shlomo HaMelech like this: Or tzadikim yismach. The tzaddikim, why they radiate? Why are they happy? Why does it bring simcha? Because the tzaddik is connected to the or tzaddikim. Meaning the tzaddikim, they live their life for the or, and the or is the olam haba. Yismach, the kavana is like this, that when Yismach in the future, yes, meaning he Yismach, not Samech, Yismach, yes, it's continuous, he gets more of the simcha. Says Shlomo HaMelech, the person the tzaddik that is connected to the or, the person that lives his life for the day, for olam haba, that connection brings upon him more of that olam haba in his life. So the more the person lives for the olam haba, and the more he is blessed with opportunities to build his olam haba. And that's Yismach. Now, what's interesting is that it says, Or tzadikim in plural, Yismach in singular. It should have said Or tzadikim Yismachu. Right? Tzadikim is in plural, Yismachu in plural. But Shlomo HaMelech says Or tzadikim Yismach in singular. Why is that? Because the tzaddik himself is a light. The light of the tzaddik, Yismach HaKavanah, is happy to get more of that connection and more of that light. There's a tshuka, there's a desire to want and get more. Okay? So the or of the tzaddikim, right? Which is the olam haba, Yismach, okay? is applied on who? On the tzaddik. The tzaddik gets more of those of those lights. Gets more of that shefa, of that abundance of the olam haba. ונר רשעים ידעך. The Rasha, the Reshaim, what's most important to them, the Ikar, it's Olam Hazeh. It's not. It's night, right? We said the Olam Hazeh is light. So what do you need to enlighten the light? You need Ner, right? But that Ner, says Shlomo Melech, Hidach, is going to extinguish. Now, why is the Ner going to extinguish? What is the Ner? Ner, the Zohar Kadosh, says, represents the body. How is the Ner representing the body? Ner is Gematria 250. We have 248 members, right? Ramach Evarim, with the two hands that are the organs, yes, that allow us to be active and do something. 248 plus the two hands, 250, Gematria Ner. Right? So the Ramach Evarim, the 248 Evarim, plus the two hands that do, yeah, 250. So when we talk about the Ner, we talk about the Guf. So the Ner Reshaim Yidach, says the Gaon, the Guf Reshaim Yidach, the body of the Reshaim will extinguish. And why is the body paying for it? Because the Rasha uses his body to do Averot. And since the Rasha is focused on the Laila, he's not a vessel to receive the Or, to receive the Neshama, to receive the Olam Haba. Therefore, Yidach, it's a question of time until it extinguishes. Another layer to that Hitush, Chazal write in Masechet Sota, Avera mechaba mitzvah. The person does a mitzvah, and then he does the Avera. The Avera shuts mechaba turns off the light of the mitzvah. It cancels out. Ve'en Avera mechaba Torah. But the Avera cannot, right, turn off the light of the Torah. So that's what it means, Or Tzadikim Yismach. The Or also represents Torah. Right? So the Torah of the Tzaddik Yismach keeps on growing. Why? Because it cannot be shut down, it cannot be turned off by an Avera. However, there are Reshaim, but the Reshaim that do mitzvot, they're not only doing Averot, they do mitzvot also, right? And we would, Ner Reshaim, and that's what they lean on, that's what they believe on, and they don't learn Torah, they don't connect to the Torah, Idach. They have so much Averot that all these, their actions of Averot will cancel out their mitzvot. So the Ma'ala of the Tzaddik are two. Is the fact that he is invested in Torah, and he is also focused on Olam Haba. His Torah shines even if there are Averot, כמובן יעשו תשובה on his עבירות. Yeah. But the עבירות do not cancel his limud Torah. And number two, he has, his outlook on life to be focused on Olam Haba is the reason why he is blessed with more opportunities to build his Olam Haba. Like we say, mitzvah goreret mitzvah. And in the flip side, the Rasha, he's focused on Olam Hazeh. He's only focused on this world, which means his body. And he's focused on his body. There's no neshama. There's no neshama. His body's going to get extinguished. And on the other hand, also, because he doesn't do Torah, but although he does do mitzvot, his behavior as a Rasha will cancel out all the mitzvot that he's done because of his wrongdoings. Shlomo Melech continues Pasuk Yud that is connected to Pasuk Tet. רק בזדון ייתן מצה. Only with רק בזדון, with arrogance, ייתן מצה creates מחלוקת, creates balagan, yes, dispute. ואת נועצים חוכמה. And the ones that ask for etzot, for advice, have the chokhmah. Shlomo Melech continues and says, yes, we said that the tzaddik that learns Torah is connected to the light, yes, and his light of the Torah cannot be turned down, cannot be turned off by the averot. When it's a Torah that doesn't yield mahloket, that doesn't yield fights. However, if the Torah is learned just for other reasons, bezadon, right? To show off and to, yeah. So iten matzah is going to end up, okay? It's going to end up creating machlokot. And he fights. This is not the Torah we're talking about. When we say that the Torah, yes, is a source of light that cannot be turned off. Which Torah is the Torah that we value? No'atzim Chokhmah, a Torah that is based on emet and humility. When a person is dedicated to the emet and is dedicated to and is humble, no'atzim, he's going to go and ask for advice. This is the chokhmah that yields. This is the chokhmah that yields or at Torah. So we are learning from that pasuk in Shlomo HaMelech that even the Torah Kedosha that is being learned has to be learned in a very specific and healthy way. And if it's contaminated with the wrong midot or for the wrong reason, then it doesn't have the glorious title of Torah that brings on all the ma'alot that we have discussed. Think about it. You learn Torah Kedosha, Torah which is Yesh, yeah, Dvar Hashem. You learn it. But what you learn and you don't have the right midah, fight that Hashem, Torah, that nevuah, that kedusha that you learned slips away from the person. The person is left with knowledge and loses the kedushat Torah. Knowledge he might have, but the kedusha of the Torah he doesn't have. The dimension of olam haba he doesn't have in his Torah. This is what the wrong midot can do to the Torah of a person. You hear the Hidush. You would think that when you learn Torah, the Torah Hashem, Dvar Hashem, it's holy, it's a nevuah, it is what it is. Okay? Come Shlomo HaMelech to teach us until you apply the Torah for the wrong reason, until you learn it with the wrong midot. To fight, to prove that you're smart, yes, to have ga'ava from it. Knowledge is kept. It's kedusha, which means the connection of the Torah to the neshama and to olam haba lives. Tremendous hidush, tremendous lesson. Any question on that pasuk? Pasuk Yud Aleph. Hon mehevel imat. Wealth can diminish like nothing, to nothing. Vekobez al yad yarbe. But the one that, make a bit that get hand by hand, little by little, increases. Yes. Says Shlomo HaMelech.
Rabbi, we
like
lost
this.
you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hon mehevel imat. What does that mean? He says the Gaon, someone that was blessed with wealth, but he didn't work for it. He didn't toil. It came to him easy. Mehevel. That's what he's right. Hon mehevel. It came from nothing. Overnight, boom, Yerusha, right there at the right. He didn't really work to. He didn't sweat for it. Yimat. The same way it came fast, it will go fast. Bekobetz al yad. Whoever slowly amasses and gathers, yes, wealth through hard work, yarbe, that's how he's gonna make it big. That's how he's gonna end up with a lot. Says the Torah is the same thing. Chachamim say about the pasuk, Av chokhmati amdali. My chokhmah stood up for me. What does it mean? Af hamati, the top of chokhmah, right? Af, milashon af. The Torah that I learned be'af. A Torah shelamati be'af. The Torah that I learned through difficulties, amdali, stayed with me. So says the Gaon, be careful when you learn Torah and it comes easy. When the Hidushim come easy, and when you feel rich in knowledge, that's because it comes so smooth to you. Says the Gaon, that's a feeling of a moment. But the same way you've learned it fast, you're gonna forget it fast. However, whoever is toiling and learning and doing chazara, and doing chazara and really investing his effort and his time into the learning, even if it's a little bit, a Rashi, a sugia, a small sugia, uh, a pasuk, but the person sits and learns and understands it, that yarbe, it stays forever. So one limud and another limud and another limud. That's how the person becomes rich in Torah. And we know that the Torah, you cannot learn arbe, you cannot learn a lot at once. It's not possible. The Torah needs to be learned diligently. But says the Gaon, the beauty and the hidush of learning this way is that one limud yields the opportunity to learn another limud. You learn the pasuk well, that pasuk helps you learn another pasuk well. Something you don't benefit from when you learn fast, or when you learn quick or a lot, or when things come easy. Another big hidush in Limud Torah, to make sure that when we learn with the proper diligence and the proper iyun, and we're going to get lost in translation because of the high that we get, that we understood, or we ask a good kushia, or we give a beautiful tirutz, and suddenly, the Yetzer Hara rises our ego, and we feel like we're on top of the shiur. I'm smart. Things come easy to me. I understand it. I can repeat it. Effort, effort, the effort is what yields the yehud, the unity, the consolidation of what you learn with yourself, and makes it now a new foundation for you to build on. Any question on that pasuk? No. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Clear. Pasuk Yud Bet. תוחלת ממושכה מחלה לב. Hopes that are being pushed and pushed and delayed sickens the heart. Make a person sick in his heart. ואת חיים תאווה באה. But when a ta'ava comes, meaning is fulfilled, it's Haim, right? It's a tree of life. It brings life. So essentially, don't live a life expecting, and hoping, because that's lo alinu makes that brings sickness to the heart. But when you have milestones that you actually accomplish, that brings life. Tachlis, totzaot bring life. Accomplishment gives life, and hopes brings lo alenu sickness. Says the Gaon. This is Shlomo Melech is telling us how we have to approach, on one hand tefillah, and on the other hand limud Torah. He says ve'akol be'iyun tefillah, right? Everybody fails in what is called iyun tefillah. What is iyun tefillah? Iyun tefillah is when you pray, you're on a high, and you feel super connected, yes, and you feel like Kadosh Baruch Hu hears you and listens to you, and you had all the kavanot perfectly. Iyun tefillah is a sentiment that, I for sure prayed great, so Hashem is going to listen to me. But it comes with disappointment, because we don't know if HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen. Listen, he listens, but we don't know if that's the best for you. And the person might not be satisfied with the result, and he gets saddened and depressed, and hope that, okay, not now, but maybe later. Eventually, lo alenu, that disappointment leads to sicknesses of the heart, broken heart. So Chazal say, Umay takanate. What is the takana of someone, yes, that is the victim of his own disappointment when he prays? Ya'asok b'Torah. He should go and learn Torah. Why? Says the Gaon Mivina the following: the tefillah. Why do we pray? We pray for a better olam hazeh. We pray for a sweeter, a more convenient, a healthier, more prosperous life on this world. That's the purpose of tefillah. But the Torah, we said what? The Hayy Olam, right? The Torah is Olam Haba. The Torah brings you to Olam Haba. So it's possible that in Olam Hazeh you prayed and HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided that that's not what's best for you. Even if you pray, HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows that this is not right, it's not good. We want. Okay, I know we all want. And it's very difficult and disappointing, and we need to live with a lot of realities that might hurt us emotionally. But this is where our emunah kicks in, and this is where our bitachon kicks in, to know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows us best than ourselves, than we know ourselves, right? So instead of translating these emotions into a sickness, מחלה לב, יעסוק בתורה. Shift your focus and understand that all those tefillot, yes, will yield בעזרת השם in העולם הבא. But in the meantime, yes, enjoy the עולם הזה for your עולם הבא by being עוסק בתורה. And through your learning of the Torah, here's the punchline in the Hidush. Through your learning in the Torah and your devotion in Torah, because you're focused in Olam Haba, and through the learning Torah, you get more of the Olam Haba in Olam Hazeh. That new Olam Haba in this Olam Hazeh can translate into your Ratzon. And that's Etz Chaim. When you're connected to Etz Chaim, Sheyat Torah, Ta'ava Ba'ah, the desire gets accomplished. Come Shlomo HaMelech with a new segula, a beautiful segula. We all have desires, we all have ta'avot, we all pray for things. We pray, but the prayer might not be the answer. Because if it's only prayer, Kadosh Baruch Hu can say no. But when you learn Torah, you transform yourself. You infuse yourself with Olam Haba in your essence. And that new Olam Haba within you just changed who you were a second ago, before you learned. And now you can be worthy for that ta'ava, for that desire of yours to happen. Because you're not the same person that prayed. When you pray, it's Shimon ben Levi that prays. But when Shimon ben Levi learns, it's not the Shimon ben Levi anymore. It's Shimon plus ben Levi. Segula nifla'a. And this applies to everything. Person wants refuah, a person wants children, a person wants health, a person wants parnasa, zivug, shiduchim. Yes, but that we have to pray. Nobody says we shouldn't pray. Yes, but after the prayer, we should run to Isuk Torah, to the learning of the Torah, in order to elevate ourselves and transform ourselves to become now a new individual that can be zocheh through that Torah Kedosha, through that injection of Olam Haba to those desires. Any question on that, Pasuk?
Yeah.
Yes. Finally. No, I'm joking.
There was a part before you explained this Gulai, there was the idea of the happiness. And here, like, was it understanding that you now focus on Torah, on your Olam Haba? You became essentially, it changed you. It made you. It became became a new person. And then what? So then what happens? You became a new person.
Now that first of all, tzadikim yismach. Why yismach? Because by having that Torah, that Olam Haba within you, now you become a keli to receive more than Olam Haba, right? That's yismach.
But yes. You have to be happy. That's part of it.
No, it's by default. By default, you're happy because you're evolving, you're growing. So you were just connected through your study of Torah. You just did a kinyan of Olam Haba. So now you have Olam Haba within you, right? And that Olam Haba calls is like a magnetic force to call for more Olam Haba. That's simcha.
Right, but your mind shift, your mindset has to be really pure, because you can't just say, I'm going to go learn Torah because I'm going to get what I want.
Yeah, barur.
That's why it goes back to the previous pasuk.
100%. 100%.
Incredible. Wow, that's a very hard level to reach.
So we're gonna let me see. We can do one more if you have time.
Could we just go back? Can I ask you a question from
Sure.
as you wanted? Oh, okay. When we spoke before in Pasuk Tet, and we jumped through it, or I can come back to it afterwards.
No, bechavod. No, it's fine. The other pasuk is
We spoke about going from plural
to singular.
Singular to yeah.
Yes. Not
Can
plural
you-
to singular. Tzadikim yismach.
Yeah, can you go back on that one? Just explain that one more time.
Yes, that's the Ramam. That's the Ramam. It's like this. Yismach ze lashon yachid. Tzadikim lashon rabim. Okay? The tzaddik in the olam hazeh is a light. Okay? And that light, through because of the Torah that is a light, he's craving, right, to get more of the olam haba. He wants more of that light. Okay? So the or tzaddikim, the or of the tzaddikim that they already have acquired, that or itself is smach, not the tzaddikim. The or that he has acquired is smach. Why is smach? Because that light, right, is now a magnetic force to get more light. So it's not that the tzaddikim yismahu, is that the or of the Torah, of the olam haba that the tzaddikim brought to the world, that or itself is besimcha. Why? Because now it can bring more light. There's a magnetic force to bring even more of that light. So the simcha yismach goes on the or, goes on the olam haba that was brought down. Andy, we're good?
We are good. We have to study more and more.
Yeah, but the concept is good.
Spectacular. It's a
Snowball effect.
This one's gonna need some chazara.
Lama, tell me. Again, no, time out. You learn Torah. Stop. You learn Torah. Okay? Tzaddik, Yoshev, Lomed, and we toil. We're not talking about the Torah, because that Torah, you say that pasuk, like you said. We want to be koneh that pasuk. Okay? Then you do chazara. Now you brought within yourself the light of the Torah, right? The or of the Torah, which is olam haba, right? That or that's within you is a magnetic force to what? To more of that light. That's Yismach. That's Yismach in the future, because it triggers even more of that. Yes, and this is the binyan that we're talking about. When you're koneh, when you are koneh that light, that's the kobet aliyad. That's how when you're mekabet one chidush in another. That's how you build yourself.
maybe when we do tefillah, we are not zoche to what we are asking for.
Absolutely. Or we're not zoche, or it's not good.
It's not good for us.
It's not good. Now, al yedei tefillah, al yedei limud Torah, when learning Torah, we agree that when you learn the Hidush of Torah, you're not the same person anymore. Do we agree with that? Do we all agree that right now everybody's going to go back to their routine? We're not the same person before we studied. Yes or no?
Yes.
That Hidush changed us. So I can assure you that what you prayed before that was maybe a no, yes, can now become a yes. If it was for sure a no before the shiur, it can become, it's a maybe yes after the shiur.
Or maybe we understand that the no is the best for us.
Absolutely also, zevadai, 100%. But the hidush, Andy, the hidush here is not that. This, you should know anyways. The mitzad midat habitachon, you need to know that if you're not getting it, that's for the best. And you will accept it. The hidush of Shlomo HaMelech is not that according to the Gaon. The ta'ava ba'a, the ta'ava comes. He wants to, that's the hidush. is that now it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to come for sure. Yes, but the chances that it comes are much greater than before, when there was no limud Torah and there was only tefillah.
Maybe the Limud Torah makes we do teshuvah, so it unclogs the path for beracha.
Yes, also.
It makes.
But it doesn't talk about the. I understand, but we have to be careful to stick to the hidush that they tell us, that the Chachamim tell us, that the Gaon tells us. The Gaon did not introduce teshuvah. You're right that through Torah we do teshuvah, but then you're limiting and diminishing the power of the Ora Torah. Do you understand? We have to understand and value that the light of the Torah, the olam above the Torah, is so powerful.
Just the limud.
That's the limud. When it's done the right way.
Yes.
That's right. Vaday that it makes you do teshuvah, and vaday that it makes you recognize and realize better. But we cannot disregard the Ora Torah itself.
And all of this, if the Torah we study, it changes ourselves. So we study it good.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
So why should someone spend so much time on their tefillah? They should run to do their amidah quick or whatever the tefillah is quick and go learn Torah.
There's a said that the tefillah is not. First of all, the tefillah is not only bakashot. The tefillah is, we pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to show our dependence. There's a seder haolamot, right? There's a tikkun that we do in our tefillah. But in achinami, let's not fool ourselves. How long do we pray? Total 2 hours a day. Total, not even. Let's be honest. Okay, like for the friends that pray long, 1 hour shacharit, 15 minutes mincha, 15 minutes arvit, an hour and a half you've done praying. How is that in a day? 12 hours a day. It's not 10%. Not 10%. So you have another 90% to do whatever to learn your Torah.
Incredible.
And that if the hour and a half you are concentrated.
Exactly. Exactly. Tov.
Spectacular.
Amazing.
So we finished Pasuk Yud Bet. Be'ezrat Hashem. Love you all.
Love you. Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Beautiful day.
Thank you.
Bye.